Yes, we all do have rhythm. We have a pulse, we have a heart rate, we have breathing patterns, we have the rhythm and powers of our thoughts and actions. We have the ability to empower ourselves rhythmically every single moment of our lives. One of the passions I've had since a child was for understanding the way we human beings create thriving communities. It's why I wanted to go to Africa. It's why I wanted to travel around the world. I wanted to go to the roots of communities, to go to communities where people were thriving because they had to survive. And I felt like in those communities, people were down to the important elements, the essential elements of having a community that thrived. Of course, creating positive rhythms is a great way for communities to thrive. And I've broken those down in my work to what I call the 3 C's of community building. They are communicating, cooperating, and celebrating. Communicating consists of listening to each other with open ears, open minds, and open hearts. And also developing the skills and the willingness to express ourselves clearly, articulately, with positive intention, with the intention of creating a free flow of ideas. The second C is cooperating, willingly engaging together with other people to create solutions to shared challenges, not holding back, waiting to see if it's going to be okay, and then maybe jumping on board, but jumping in full speed, 100%, completely without hesitation, to making things happen together, to making solutions to our shared challenges. The final C is celebrating. Life is a blessing. Life is indeed a blessing. In spite of all the challenges we face, life is a blessing. And the single most profound way that we human beings have ever created to acknowledge the blessings of life is to regularly gather together with other people and celebrate those blessings. So whether it's an evening meal with your family, the occasional barbecue with your neighbors, or a gathering such as this tonight where we are celebrating our Santa Cruz community, this is what creates community. This is what creates a thriving community. Communicating, cooperating, and celebrating. Now, as individuals, as I mentioned, we have the ability to create powerful and positive and productive life rhythms, starting with our inner rhythms, our pulses. If we create a calm inner pulse, we are able to effectively deal with the high stress, high speed, challenging life that we live. This was brought home to me when I first returned from Africa. I was privileged to be invited to drum with an elder of the Chumash people, Native American people in Southern California. This elder was named Semohalte. Everybody just called him grandfather. So he invited me to drum with his group of drummers, and they were all young guys like me, early mid-20s. We gathered around this large ceremonial drum one evening just before sunset. The drum was about 6 feet in diameter. Big, beautiful mother drum. We each had a beater. Grandfather led us in the rhythm. We followed grandfather in the rhythm, sang the songs. We started when the sun was about a hand's breadth above the horizon. When we stopped, the sun was long gone, the night had washed over the sky, and the moon was high in the sky. It could have been at least 4 or 5 hours or longer. Nobody knew. As we drummed, I had the feeling that grandfather's young drummers wanted to push the tempo of the groove just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. And that grandfather had his hands on the reins of a group of wild mustangs. And every once in a while, he would give a gentle tug. No, boys, nah, not there. This is where you want to be. But we drummed and drummed and drummed. And then on an unspoken cue from grandfather, we all stopped. Just like that. We sat there for a few minutes, silent contemplation of what we just did, the experience we had, we savored. And then all of grandfather's drummers got up, said goodbye, left, went back to their camp. I sat there with Grandfather just for a few minutes. Then I said to him, "Grandfather, may I ask you a question?" And he looked at me. He said, "Well, of course, young man." I said, "What has changed about the drumming between the time you were a young man and today?" And he looked at me deeply into my eyes. He had these dark, piercing brown eyes, a broad, sun-weathered face, creviced with lifelines and laugh lines, framed by these two thick gray braids. And he said to me, "All my young drummers these days want to play the traditional songs much too fast." And he looked down, and I thought for a moment I was about to receive this thirst-quenching drink of ancient wisdom that you would draw from this well of ancient remembrance. Deep, profound learning I was about to get. He looked up at me, leaned towards me. I leaned towards Grandfather, looked me deeply into the eyes, and he said, "It's that damn rock and roll." And of course, that was the wisdom. Rock and roll was the soundtrack of our lives. It reflected the tempo of our lives. And our lives today are faster, by far, than the lives of any other human beings throughout our long and rich history. So if we can calm our inner pulse with drumming, with martial arts, with athletics, with meditation, with painting, with sculpting, with playing any musical instrument, with dance, with any creative endeavor, there are many, many ways to calm ourselves, focus ourselves, ground ourselves, center ourselves, and empower ourselves. Many, many ways. Drumming is by far the best way. There are many great ways. If we can do all that, then we will be capable of living powerful lives in this fast-paced world. We don't have to match our inner tempo with the outer tempo of our world. That will lead only to dis-ease and distress and anxiety. So whether it's a few calming breaths in the morning, a great wake-up ritual, and a few calming breaths in the evening, or regularly thinking about something that will calm, focus, and empower us and give us a spiritual uplift, any way that we can do that, we can create positive personal rhythms and then contribute those positive personal rhythms to the community, we will have a powerful, thriving community. So I want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you all for supporting the arts, for being a participant in the arts. And we are participants in the creative process. It's not just us and them. We are creating together. We are participating together. I am blessed as a musician to be in the business of community service. As a percussionist, I'm here to serve the groove in two ways. Both to be in service to the groove and to serve up the groove. To other musicians, to dancers, to everybody who can hear and feel the music. To empower people with a foundation upon which they can ride as they power through life. So in the business of community service, I thank you again for your support, your creativity, and your participation. But wait, there's more. In a few moments, you will see exactly what I mean by participation. For now, thank you very much. We bring the house lights up just a little bit, please. A little bit more. Beautiful. Now look around. Look around at yourselves. Each other. Uh-huh. These are your neighbors, these are your friends, these are your family. This is Santa. So, in the spirit of participation, I would like you all to give yourselves a big round of applause for being here tonight. Don't overdo it. Yes, more. Got the idea. Keep that going. Beautiful. Keep that going. Say that. Keep that going. Keep that going. Cooperate and celebrate. You had this groove going. That was dare I say it, unbeatable.